Mayor Mark Blask is standing by right now. Bad news came down yesterday. Did you first learn about this yesterday, Mark?
I did, Bill. Yes. This was the first time that we learned that it was absolutely going to go through. I mean, we talked to them about 2 weeks ago. When there were murmurs, and then it was official yesterday.
All right. So the Salata plant, it's the Red Rose, the RedCo plant, Red Rose tea and Salata tea, manufactured out of there. The only place in the United States where it's manufactured, and we're now learning that it has been sold. And will be moving to a place called, is it Mooresville, New Jersey, and Harris Tea. Were you able to speak with the new owners yesterday afternoon?
I spoke with the CEO of RedCo for some time yesterday because I was really concerned with the transition of the employees that are down there, and then sort of a larger conversation because they didn't sell the building; they sold the equipment and sort of the right to make the tea. So there's obviously a non-compete. Right. So the CEO of RedCo still has the building and the warehouse, and the conversation evolved to what they wanted to do next. So once we got over sort of the dour news of lost jobs here in Little Falls.
How many jobs, by the way? How many are employed there right now?
We're really using 68 as a number, so it's probably right around there. They will keep some. They're still gonna do online sales, accounting, administrative functions for just a handful, probably 10 or 12. But those folks will work for Harris Tea, but just still out of that same building. Do you know where this is in Little Falls, Bill? It's on Hansen Island, where you're sort of surrounded by water there. Yep. It's just a great spot. They have a huge warehouse. So, I mean, it's up to us now to just go find somebody for that space. I mean, we're going to talk to Herkimer County IDA and just put feelers out. We have a tremendous urban renewal director here, Mark Feen. So, I mean, his charge now is just to find an occupant for that building. Mm-hmm. The CEO of RedCo was very open to leasing, to what they wanted to do next. They're actually owned by a company in Dusseldorf, Germany.
What do they?
A lot of moving parts. Not a good thing, though.
What do they want to do next?
He mentioned one company that they're already talking to. He's apparently done this before. Sort of moved on from one type of industry to the next.
Well, RedCo is not. I mean, not that old of a company. It was formed and when they purchased from Salata, right? In 1988.
I was going to say 85. Yep.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. Exactly right. And now, when did the Salata plant go? When did it come to Little Falls? When was it built?
Maybe 60 years ago.
Okay, yeah, it was a long time ago.
Right, and that's when it was just outside the city limits.
Okay.
So RedCo bought them, and they do Salata tea and the Red Rose tea. They just manufactured that there.
Got it. So there are plans to do something that you can't talk about, or you can? There are plans to move on to another industry?
Well, that's going to be our charge. We have a great building in a tremendous location with a warehouse that's first rate right on the water. So, I mean, we have two choices. We can either, hang our heads and say, oh, man, we lost all these jobs.
Yeah.
What do we do? Or we can see who else wants to come here, and we'll make it as attractive as possible. It's easier to get money for a new industry rather than to retain an industry.
Sure, yeah. Are they doing anything for employees? The fact
They're
that their
doing
company.
A great job. I was very concerned. He spent a lot of time talking about that. So these jobs are either going to Marietta, Georgia, or to Morristown, New Jersey.
Okay.
So they're offering that up, which is not good for Little Falls, but it's potentially good for the employees. Mm-hmm. And they've also put together packages for some folks who have been there a bit, and they've hired a firm out of Albany for these transition services. I was so glad because, I mean, that's your first thought.
Yeah.
Is, what happens to
Well, we know people that work there, and they've worked there for a long time.
Right, and in their family, absolutely. I mean, there's the paper mill, there's Salata/RedCo. I mean, there's only a handful of these businesses. At the end of the day, it was one competitor buying out another. I
Right.
mean, they were in competition with each other. And, it happens all the time in the business world. Unfortunately, it happened on Hanson Island in Little Falls.
Yeah. Wow. Did the manager there, the plant manager or CEO, however you spoke to yesterday, did they allude to what they want to do, what they have a plan to do? If they transitioned into tea and now they're leaving tea, is there something else they're going to do?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that right now. He
Okay.
did mention a local company that they're already talking to.
Okay.
And he needed sort of the green light from the home office in Germany very early in those discussions. But we'll get something done there.
Yep. All right. Well, sad news coming out of Little Falls. Let's hope though that it can be turned into something bigger. I'm assuming years ago, Salata employed many more than 68 workers.
Sure. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when they were just on the outskirts of town there, with that balloon that they had out there, it was a much larger operation. Great local company, though. I mean, as you said, everybody knows somebody who either worked there. So not a good day, but we're going to pick ourselves up and just improve.
All right, Mayor, we appreciate it for talking with us this morning and at least answering some questions. I think that'll help employees and families out there that are concerned. So we appreciate
you, Bill.
taking the time. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Mayor Mark Blask in Little Falls. 60 years that plant has been operating and producing Salata tea, and it all comes to an end in December. Pretty sad.